In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about why hiring a home inspector when you are purchasing a house is the best $400 to $500 that you will ever spend. So stick around. Hey everyone, this is Danae Hewitt, your go-to DFW realtor with Brico Realty Services. Today, I'm going to talk to you about all the things home inspection. A couple things to note that home inspectors here in Texas, they're actually licensed by the same licensing entity that real estate agents are, by TREC, the Texas Real Estate Commission. So our home inspectors, they have access to properties just like we have access to the properties. They have to schedule an inspection time, and that also does need to get approved by you as the sellers or by the listing agent. Home inspections are going to happen during the option period. And if you don't know what the option period is, then check out this video here and then come back to this video. The home inspection on a condo is going to take anywhere from about an hour to an hour and a half, and on a single family residence, anywhere around 2 to 2.5 hours. If your home is a lot bigger, then you can expect that inspection to take longer than that 2.5 hours. If the home has a pool, if you're getting a termite inspection, or if you're getting that sewer inspected, then of course that will also increase the time that the inspector will be at the house. The reason why hiring a home inspector is so important is because they are going to look at absolutely everything when it comes to this house. You've already walked through the house with your agent. You like the bones of the house. Maybe you like the cosmetic features of it. But the inspector is really going to look at the inside of the house, and they're going to point out any issues with it. And I will tell you, there are going to be issues with the house. No house is perfect. No house is perfectly done. There are always problems with the house for some reason, even in new construction houses. But that's for another video. They're going to point out in an inspection report the good, the bad, the ugly, from the tiniest little things that probably don't even matter to you to some major issues that could be concerning about the house. One thing I do want to point out is that the home inspectors, they're not going to guess why something isn't working. They're simply going to state the facts. For example, if one of the windows, if they cannot get it open and it is unlocked, they're not going to guess and say, well, because there's a crack in the wall near to it, so maybe the foundation is shifting and that's why the window won't open. That's not going to happen. They're simply going to state that the window was unlocked and I was unable to open it. Once you've hired the inspector and they're there at the property, I would highly recommend, if you can, joining them in the last 30 minutes of the inspection. What they will do is they will go through most of the important things that they found. They probably don't have time to go through the entire report with you, but they will actually point out the things that they found in the home and bring it to your attention. And if it's a great inspection company, then they should get that report to you that night or early the next morning. The option period is only a certain number of days, and those home inspectors know that you are waiting on that report in that option period time, because you as the buyer, you're going to decide whether you want to ask the sellers to pay for repairs based on this report, or you also may decide that this isn't the house for you and you need to terminate the contract, and you need to do that within that option period window. So getting that inspection report back to you is very important. And most good home inspectors, they know that. Once you get that inspection report, you and your real estate agent are going to go through it, and you're going to categorize the repairs in 3 different areas. The first is a honey-do list, and that is stuff that you on your own can easily do, maybe with a quick trip to Lowe's or Home Depot. But these are things that are very minor that don't really seem to be an issue. The next list is a handyman list. Depending on how handy you are or not, you may need to hire someone to help fix these things. So it'll cost you a little bit of money to hire the handyman, but it's not a deal breaker and you're willing to do that once the home is yours. The next list are the major issues. These are things that are very concerning about the property that need to be addressed right away. And those things can be anything dealing with electrical, dealing with the HVAC, the furnace, the water heater, wood destroying insects, termites, anything with the roof, the foundation. These are major things that you want to make sure are in good working and sound condition before you purchase this property. Once you've categorized all of the things on the inspection report in those 3 sections, you want to talk about the things that absolutely mean the most to you. These are the things that you plan to go back to the sellers with and have them fix at their expense. Your agent is going to write up an amendment outlining in great detail exactly what you as the buyer would like to have fixed before you purchase this house. I'll be honest with you, because we are in such a hot seller's market right now, sometimes buyers have to buy the house without asking for any repairs or asking for very minimal repairs, because most likely you were in a multiple offer situation. If that seller does not like what's on that amendment list from you and your agent, they can say, sorry, too bad, we're terminating this contract and I'm gonna move on to the other offers that I received. My advice to you is to really highlight the things that are super important, that are deal breakers for you in buying this house. Once you've decided on the repairs that you would like the seller to fix, your agent's going to write up that amendment and they're going to email that to the agent, and they're probably going to send the inspection report with that as well, because that's the proof that you have from a neutral third party that there are things in this home that are not functioning properly. With that amendment and with that inspection report, the listing agent and the sellers will sit down and decide what they are going to do or if they're going to fix any of these things. The seller may come back to you and say, we're not going to fix everything, we're going to fix these 2 or 3 things. Or they may come back and say, we'll fix everything. Or they may come back and say, we're not going to fix any of these things. And they're within their right to do that. Because we are in such a hot seller's market right now, you as the buyer were probably in a multiple offer situation in order to buy this house. If the seller receives your amendment for repairs and thinks that the list is too long or think that it's going to cost them too much, they can say no, and most likely they can go back to those other offers that they received and see if those buyers would be willing to go under contract with them. If you're selling your home, I want to tell you that if you decide to do that, you've received this inspection report, you've decided not to fix any of these issues on this report, then you now have to disclose what is found on that inspection report to any future buyers. You don't have to give them the inspection report, but you do have to sign a new seller's disclosure that outlines the findings of this inspection report. So you do need to think about that if you as the seller are deciding not to fix these repairs that the buyer has asked you to fix. The home inspection is such a critical part of the home buying process, and it really makes sense to have a neutral third party that knows a lot about homes to come in and really assess the integrity of the home that you plan to purchase. That $400 or $500 investment, whatever it ends up being, is so worth it to you in the long run, and I cannot recommend it enough for my clients. I hope this video helped answer some questions for you about the home inspection. If you've got any additional questions, leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to check out this video. Have a good day, everyone. We'll see you next week.